Hey guys, so today we're going to watch something really thought provoking and worth listening to. As said by the famous psychologist Jordan Peterson, experience is the best teacher, and the worst experiences teach the best lesson. Let's lend our ears to listen to what our seniors, batch of 2020 to 21, have got to say to us. Being the first outgoing batch of Lekul Chempaka to go through this phase of online education, let's listen to their memorable experiences and thoughts during these online classes that helped them grow as responsible individuals. So, let's begin.
Good evening, I'm Sanjana and I was a science student.
I'm Prachna. And I'm Joksa, and we were both science students.
I'm Michelle. I was also a science student.
I'm Shiva. I was also a science student.
I'm Ahazin. I was a commerce student.
I'm Ahan. I was a commerce student.
I'm Lavanya, and I was a humanities student.
So we are gathered here to discuss on how our last year was online. We had a lot more opportunities, but we missed out on a few things too.
Yeah, definitely. Personally, I feel like we weren't able to do a lot of stuff like inter-school activities, MUNs, and all of that. We weren't able to get a lot of opportunities to meet other people from other schools. But I think in that aspect of things, we were able to do online also. We were able to use social media to keep in contact with them. So I think like even despite all the things that we weren't able to do, there were a lot of things that we were able to do during this pandemic and during online classes that we didn't get to do if they were offline, right?
Yeah, actually, in my case, it would be like online classes in the morning, then it would be tuitions and entrance classes. I think it's most probably the same for every single person. But like for me, I took the extra time to actually find my passion towards editing and technology. Um, because like every single person, at least in the entire world, to my knowledge, would have a passion towards at least something. You just have to spend the time towards finding it. So I think that the extra time which was actually available, the traveling time which was reduced, the stress, actually there was a lot of stress, but like we had much more breaks when compared to offline classes. You can actually spend it towards finding your passion and other activities. Don't you
Yes, I
think?
totally agree to you, Shiva, because we also started an online digital platform media named Tufan Talkies. It was actually this initiative was taken by like it arose when Mithul was made the head of the online arts club, I mean theater club, and it didn't happen. So he started making wine videos, and one day night we had a conversation, and we suddenly thought of trolling Omar Lulu for the movie Radarla, and from there we started. We thought of creating a page for this where we can showcase our talents and finding our passions. And yes, now we are working on it. We are on a growing stage where we are uploading contents. We create content and upload it there. So I think the online classes helped me personally to find out our interests and work on it.
Like they said, we had a lot of things to do too, but we had to balance studies equally.
Right, that's a very good point because I think with online classes, your motivation is kind of a bit low and your accountability is also very low because you can just switch your video off, switch your audio off, and then go do something else. You can be browsing the web for lots of different things. So I think you need to be really disciplined when you're in that online school phase. Like, you have to make a commitment to actually attend those classes because you're going to have to spend a lot of time for your studies on 12 anyway. We all know that it is like a critical juncture in our life. And I think for me personally, I'd have rather spend that time bit by bit each day in online class rather than have to like cram everything 2 days before the models because personally that does not work and I wouldn't recommend that to anyone. So I think having that self-discipline to just sit in online class, follow what the teacher is saying, like do those problems, do the homework you're given, write those notes, is like really helpful, and it's the advice I wish I heard when we first started online school.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
true.
I think like
But yeah, we we creators worked on it after our online classes, not during our online classes. So
exactly, you
just be
always get
careful.
that. And I think if you put
So,
that time in day by day, you can have the best of both worlds. You can
Exactly.
spend your time with your extracurricular activities and study. But if you're in a
Yeah, we'll
phase
get a
where you
lot of
don't
time. We'll get a
study,
lot of time
yeah,
after this
exactly.
online classes. That's as Shiva said, no traveling time, nothing is there. So make utilize it very well.
Exactly. Like, and
Yeah,
as
I
long as you
don't
have that
think
balance,
you
you don't
should,
need to complain.
just because it's recorded, I don't think everyone should just, just ignore the classes and just tell themselves we'll attend this or we'll go through this later on, because normally we postpone that, but we never end up doing it. So I think just focus on the classes and yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, yeah,
through
like that.
having the
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you were saying, that online school is a bit of a challenge because it's a bit of a learning curve. Like you have to get used to a whole new format. Like none of us are used to it. But like you guys said, finding the balance is critical. So once you get used to it, once you adapt to it, you find that it's not as unusual as you once thought it was. So like just develop a routine and stick to it and make the most of it. Because if you can't change the situation, you just simply have to adapt to it.
And the teachers helped us a lot this year. There are so many things they did that helped us throughout the year, like giving us tests and checking up on us every few days.
Yeah, I think we have to appreciate them a lot because unlike us, they actually have to get used to the whole technology and everything from the start. And the amount of work and the time that they had to put in to get used to Teams and to use all the resources to the maximum, that must have taken a lot of effort.
Yeah,
And I
just
think,
like we were studying for our school things, they were studying on how
yeah,
to teach us through all these
yeah,
digital
best
platforms.
possible way for
Right.
them to teach us. And I think a few examples which we can take are like Divya ma'am, she was teaching me business studies, and I think almost every day we had a class, and for every single class there was a new PowerPoint presentation and a new YouTube video which she introduced to us, and the amount of work, honestly, I don't think even I would be able to do that. Yeah, but
Yeah, now I remember Kokila ma'am taking accounts class for us. She used to what's that website called? Yeah, Kahoot.
Kahoot,
There was
yeah,
one gaming like we used to ma'am used to put 20 quiz on that website, and each question will be given like 10 seconds, and whoever answers it before like the shortest time taken by the member will get more points, and like that there were winners for these quiz, and it like we were all looking forward to attend those
yeah,
classes to be the
entertained
winner
us.
of that. Yeah, it was very entertaining and the class was lively.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know where they get all of this stuff from. Like for us, in political science, history, and sociology, Sana sir and Asha ma'am would like show us all sorts of videos and stuff. I don't know where they'd get it from, but it really helped to hammer like the concepts home, especially since we're learning such abstract stuff in political science, history, and sociology. Also, I love that they took the extra time to wish everybody as they entered the class, like, good morning, so and so, good morning, so and so, how are you? I really appreciated that, especially considering the physical distance between student and teacher. There wasn't a sort of mental distance between us and our teacher.
Yeah, like you said, Lakshmi ma'am also used to talk to us every class, find out how we were. She also started a YouTube channel just so that in case we had a doubt after class, we could either call her and she would clear our doubts, or we could go and watch the video so we could understand the concept clearly. She also used to have two cameras, one facing her and one facing the board, so it was easier for us as maths is very difficult to teach online first of all. So she used to write on the board so we would understand.
Yeah, she did her best to make the maths class very easy for us.
I mean, like for most science subjects, it's very hard to get that practical aspect to it. But like for us with computer classes, we have like these live coding sessions where one of us would share our screen and then Sri Lakshmi ma'am or Kavita ma'am would like check our program and make sure we'd understood each step. And like we could see each other's solutions to the programs, and we could make sure we were all on the same page and we knew how to execute the program properly. So in a situation where we couldn't like use a computer lab or anything, that was a really good way to make sure our programming skills were still up to the mark. I mean, yeah, like I was just really impressed by like all the teachers, like how they took the challenge of online school and made it something that made sure that we all like got the most out of it. Like I remember Prasanna ma'am, like she would download all these videos about reactions in molecular chemistry to show us like every single time, and it must have been very hard for her as well to learn how to use a whole new platform like Microsoft Teams. But at the end of the day, I think she learned how to use it better than any of us actually did. So like, and she put in like effort whenever possible, like whether it was like going through exam questions or like giving us like like even more practice questions and going through board papers. Like Prasanna ma'am, like she gave it her all, and like she really made chemistry easy despite the fact that like going through so many changes. Like she made sure we learned what we had to learn.
Yeah, and actually talking about Annie ma'am, like I think personally for me, she was like this one teacher who was like taught the same with the same pace and clarity as in day one till the last class. She used to have everything sorted out, and not just as a physics teacher, but also as our vice principal. She did a very good job. She used to take time to listen to all our issues or whatever we were facing, and if she didn't have a solution, she would go look up for it, and then she'll come get back to us with it. So
Yeah,
I
and
think
she
all teachers
organized all
did
our
well.
programs as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. She was
Yeah,
like a great
she
motivation for
used
us.
to coordinate all the programs, pre-plan. She had an idea, and she makes sure she executes it in the best way possible.
Yeah, I
So
still remember the Onam video was the first video to be posted in Tufan Talkies, and that was because ma'am motivated us that you can do it and you should try and make a good video, and we finally worked on
Yeah,
it, and
it
yes, it
was
came out
great
to be
as
a
well.
good one.
yeah, even when we kind of sort of like go easy on things, she makes sure we get those things done,
Yeah,
and
she
that's
makes sure we stay
actually
on track. Yeah, I mean, like
yeah.
when everything became online, a lot of us thought, oh well, like there goes Onam, there goes Christmas, there goes like whole fest. But ma'am never let us like give up on that, did she? Like she made sure we had everything at least in an online format.
Yeah, then about Manjusha ma'am. Manjusha ma'am, she used to make her class just like the offline classes, where she made us recite the poems, summarize about the class, and also about the raising the hand. She used to ask us to raise the hands if you are present in front of the screen, and everybody used to rush and come and raise their hands and
Yeah.
make and whoever didn't raise their hand then used to give some excuses, ma'am. Ma'am, my net was slow. This, and she
Something
made
to
her
look
an
forward to in the middle of class, like for that one moment.
exactly.
Actually, about Nazi ma'am, like she had these really good PowerPoint presentations. They were really colorful. It actually motivated us to study. Uh, Actually, they were really good. Like you would get all the important points, most of the important points that would be actually really important for the models as well as the boards. This year has actually taught us that the models are an important part of the examination. So, like those points were really valuable, and she made sure that all of us studied by asking questions that she taught the previous class. So, like that really motivated us to study better, as 12th grade is an important portion, and like every single year, like I wish that she does that.
And Shaju sir as well. He's a new teacher, but he never, he never had. He was always friendly, and his explanations were actually really good. And he
Yes. And
helped us.
he used to share notes through PDF.
Yeah, PDF
So
notes.
we didn't have to write down any notes or mark those points. He used to send everything through the OneNote feature.
And he used to explain with diagrams as well, which used
Yeah,
to make understanding it really like much easier.
we were new
Yeah,
faces
and
for him, but we didn't feel like he was a new teacher for us.
not only the teachers, but also our principal used to like listen to our ideas and
Yeah, he
point
was
out
very supportive.
exactly in case we weren't like okay with certain things, we could openly go tell the principal.
Sir
I mean,
about this.
he
Yeah.
used to set aside time just to listen to our queries and
Okay.
yeah, and also regarding, we were actually lucky enough to haven't gotten a farewell amidst all this chaos, thanks to the
We never
principal.
thought
Yeah.
that we would have a farewell.
Got
Even the
farewell.
class photographs, we never thought that we would get
Yeah,
a
Yeah,
chance
once
to
it was
have a
online, we
yeah,
thought
class
that's
that's
photo.
it.
Yeah, we had an online class photo and we
That
thought
too
that's it
just
done.
before an exam. I mean, they used to
Yeah.
find time for everything, I feel.
Yeah, and we're also like very grateful to Shija ma'am and the principal and our juniors for taking the trouble of organizing the farewell. I
And the
mean,
teachers,
they got us
yeah.
a huge cake, yeah, even the teachers. And yeah, Shija ma'am herself was a very reassuring presence throughout this year of like so many changes. Like it wouldn't have been easy for her. Like it definitely wouldn't have been. But she took the time to make sure it was as easy for us as possible.
Yes.
All arrangements were made to make everything
Yeah,
go smooth.
exactly. Exactly. Like
Wow.
the smoothest transition to like online school possible.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I was wondering, we were the first online batch, right? Yeah, even
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
we didn't feel like we were the first online batch to attend online classes because the teachers use those online resources very well to teach us. So if we had these much resources, then think about the upcoming batches.
Right?
How
Like
will they
they were
make the classes
providing
interesting?
everything for our batch, and it was still like pretty exemplary. So like for the juniors, they have good things to look forward to. Yeah. They only have
Yeah,
good. They'll
just
talk
that they won't miss any sessions so that
for them.
Yes, we had to focus on our models also. In between, the teachers helped us with that. Some of the children, actually this year we concentrated a little bit more on the entrance than the model, but towards the end we found out that model is equally important because for the board they needed the model marks. So we suggest that you focus on
Yeah.
both equally.
Yeah.
Don't let
Get
one.
Yeah,
the
like
time and get the
actually
not
proper
only the
not
models, the internal, all the internal exams.
as well.
all tests conducted, like give every test its importance, like don't push it
Yes.
away thinking that it may not matter, but maybe that small test would have a great impact on your final result. We'll
Yes,
never know.
like so many
Yeah.
of them in our class was like, oh, we'll score for the board exams. We'll take this model exam so lightly. So don't go like that.
Yeah, I
You
think
have to
what
focus on
COVID
every
taught us,
exam.
focus on the present and don't
Yes,
start
yes.
preparing for the future now itself, because future is quite unpredictable with
Yeah,
the
exactly.
present situation.
It's very uncertain in the present situation. Yeah, and like the best way to prepare for that future is to like focus right now. So like that's one of the only ways you can prepare yourself. So like do
Yes.
that.
Yeah, even
Yeah,
though we're
because if you
talking
like
all
put
about
things off, yeah, even if you like put things off for later, saying, "Oh, this will happen, don't worry about it." Like, if that thing doesn't happen, you just end up being like, "Oh, I should have done this." Like, look at what happened for us. We all thought, "Oh, boards are going to be there. What's the point of studying for internals?" And then our boards got cancelled. So,
Yeah.
I guess who's laughing now?
no, like we said, we did focus on model and exams, but there were some fun memories we also had during online school.
Yeah, like I mean, not a fun memory in particular, but then we were all like the little things that happen in online class, like someone's mic getting unmuted by accident or someone's video turning on by accident. That is enough to just make that day quite entertaining. And yeah, we did have some certain memories in our class as well. And I'm sure the commerce students would have also had a similar experience. And yeah, though, like we can't expect create and all happening right now, but then these are also worth
But I
getting.
think that will all happen this year online.
Yeah, like
That
we
might
had
happen
we had like full test
because
online,
yeah, we
maybe
had like Cool Fest,
happen
so
online.
create might happen. Yeah.
Happen. Exactly.
Fingers crossed for Create 2021, guys. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember one memorable thing that happened during our class was that since we were only like 12 students, we had like we would always communicate with each other in case somebody else was getting logged out or in case somebody had bad internet and couldn't log in. We'd always be communicating with each other saying like, oh, I can't log in right now. Can you please tell sir? Can you please tell ma'am that this is happening? I promise I'll get in. And then like that, we just send messages to each other and we relay them to the teachers. And so I thought that was a really cool instance of cooperation that we got from all of these online classes.
Yeah, just like that, even like when teachers have net issues and they can't have the class at a particular hour, that literally brings smile to our faces. Like, I mean, there is a negative side also. It may get
And yeah,
rescheduled to 1
if
o'clock.
we got it offline, we'll probably get a free play. But I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, you make up for the class. Even though it's cancelled, they do make up for the
exactly.
class. They put it at later so we can learn the portion. Unlike offline, if they're absent, we have to wait for the next day to learn the thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's another good thing about online school is all the recorded sessions and stuff. Because I personally, I missed a lot of school early on in the year and I was like, oh my God, how am I going to catch up? But then because of those recorded sessions, it's like easy to go back and revise. And that's by no means an excuse for like skipping school because you're going to have to miss school anyway when your internet cuts out. So don't make recorded sessions another excuse. But it's also a really nice way to revise. And I also remember the teachers had lots of doubt clearing sessions on Teams, and they were so much easier to organize because of the online platform. Because
Yeah,
otherwise,
ma'am.
exactly.
Yeah,
Ma'am
and
used to schedule
actually,
sessions in the at 9 o'clock just before the exam, like the day before the exam. Ma'am used to arrange sessions at 9 o'clock to clear our doubts. So I think that's only possible through online
yeah, and
classes.
these recorded classes are actually a boon for the teachers because they don't have to take the portion again. They just have to, they've already taken it and it's like recorded, so the
And the
students can
children
just,
also, because we can look at it even later after we
yeah,
finish the
as
portion.
per
for
our
revision.
convenience. Yeah,
Yeah.
as
Even if
per our
something is taught in June and like just before the models, you're like, oh my God, I don't understand this part. You can still go back to that session that was held in June and revise.
Yes.
Yeah, so what we learned is we had to like consistently study throughout the year because without that, you have to do that so that at the end also you do well. And in case they need to take your model or your internal assessment, you have to try doing that well too.
But also don't do that at the expense of like wasting all your free time because use it to do something constructive like Alton and Shiva did. Like use it to discover your passion, use it to do something fun so you won't look back on this year of school of studying and online class. You want to look back at it as something special, something unique because like this experience is unique to this year. No one else is gonna have this year full of online class like we did. And it's gonna go down in history. So you wanna make sure you have some fun memories of this year, like socializing with your friends on Zoom or Teams as well.
yeah.
And I guess
And
that's the
about
last
the
thing. Stay in
yeah,
touch with all of us as well.
then the attendance also. So usually we take leaves for the small things where we like for 30-minute thing we take a 1 day leave for the school. For example, a doctor's consulting appointment with the doctor like that. So through online class we can access the class anywhere, anytime, and also about the recorded sessions we can refer the recorded session. So I think that's more
Yeah,
convenient.
and I think it's mainly because in online class they take attendance every class hour there is an attendance being taken, so you
Yeah.
don't lose the entire day's attendance but just that one
yeah.
particular period's
And also you can make up it with the recorded
recorded.
session. Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a very
just like our
flexible
colleges.
we have now. Yeah. I mean, you can alter it to your convenience.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what we learned is like if we put in effort, this year is not that challenging. You can overcome the challenge. And we are always happy to help. All the seniors are happy to help
Right.
anyone who
Yeah.
needs help. You can always contact us.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, it's not like we have anything else to do.
exactly.
Just sitting here like posts.
Yeah, we're in that awkward between like college and like school stage, but like just remember we also went through this, so we don't
And
want
we
to sound
have
like
more things to
boring
look
and
Yeah,
forward to.
Yeah, I
the
think
board exam
these
also
be like
cancelled.
best people who you can relate to, having gone
yeah.
through the same thing.
Definitely be able to relate.
I don't know if we have useful advice, but we did go through this once before. So
Yeah.
if some of the things like we said help you, that's like good for us. And
Yeah.
like Azim said, you have things to look forward to, and like Sanjana said as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, just keep an open mind and be prepared, like, to adjust to whatever, and you'll be cool. And just like don't worry too much. Just take life as it comes.
That's it.
Yes.
Experience is knowledge. They help us emerge into better versions of ourselves over time. There's a lesson for us, the incoming 12th, and the students of the other grades to be learned that we need to be alert and watchful in everything happening around us in life. We need to be able to adapt to such adverse situations, and it will definitely leave us with some really good and memorable experiences, or bad ones, but only to fill us with knowledge and teach us the valuable lessons of life.